Hey guys, welcome to Taste This TV. I'm Chef Joe Ciminera. You know, we got a great show for you here today. We're talking about the gardening show, right? This is one of my greenhouses that you see here, and I have about 4 of them. One of them I have is just herbs. This one is a combination of, like, I don't know, I call this like the mutt of the garden houses, where you have spinach, a little bit of celery. I'll take you through it. I got some strawberries, rosemary trees. I got some of those in there. As a matter of fact, I got about a dozen of them. They got to go in the ground outside. But you know, talking about how important it is to have a garden, especially in these crazy times of COVID-19 and stuff like that, I do advise everyone to start growing some types of fruits and vegetables. Seriously, it's a perfect time, especially if you're on the East Coast. It's now past the first frost, so you are definitely done and not really going to get too much cold weather, so you can start planting what you like. I like tomatoes, celery, spinach, carrots, onions, garlic. You know, I like to stick to the basics. I got about 15 or 20 different things that I like to grow. Peppers, eggplant. But I'm going to get started. Just show you some basic stuff. You know, this is not like the advanced gardening show, but for people who just want to kind of get started, I'll go through everything. You should be good to go with this stuff. I think it's going to be a great show. We got some great people that have given some products for the show as well. We're going to go over those seeds that have been given. We have some outdoor lights. We're going to give a plug to some gardening tools and stuff like that. Also, these incredible rosemary bushes and stuff like that. All right, guys, so today we're going to be planting a few things. You know, first we're going to be using my gloves that I got here. If you really want to know where I got these gloves, you can go to Nampi. These are Nampi gloves, really good stuff. They give you some arm room and stuff like that, good for gardening. Today we're going to be working with jungseed.com today, and they sent us some strawberry. Let me just show you these strawberry plants here. And then we're gonna they have about another day, and then they would have been done. So we're gonna put them in the soil right now. We're gonna water them, and let's get cooking. So we got some soil here. Let me just turn around and show you what I got. Been using it's a mixture. Put a little coffee grains in there too. Makes it nice and airy. I'm gonna fill up 2 of these containers. And then when I'm about halfway up, I like to stick my fingers in there and just kind of make an indent in there. Same thing with this one. And what we're going to do is put a good amount of this strawberry seed in here. I'm going to put it around. And there's really no right way or wrong way of doing this. You just want to make sure that you pack the soil down. Give the top a little rustle so you lose all the excess soil that was on there. And then we are really going to give this a good amount of water in just a minute here. I have a filter on my garden hose. Filters out a lot of the calcium deposits that we have here in New York, which is a problem. Okay, we're going to go to our second one here. Put that down and repeat the same steps. Okay, we're going to set this aside. Add some water in these. And we're going to see crop over here probably early June. So we're now planted it. This is the middle of May. We should start to see something come up in June. Here's the inside of the greenhouse. I love this door. It's got 2 latches here. You can actually lock it from the top and lock it from the bottom. It's good for my clearance. I'm 5'9", so I fit in here perfectly. And just gonna kind of give you the thing, the only thing I didn't do was put this sunroof on yet. I'm still debating if I'm gonna actually do solar panel. I may do solar powered heat in there, keep this greenhouse going overnight. See, look what I did at the base of this greenhouse. I actually built my own frame here, and anyone could do it. It's relatively easy. And then I'm gonna bolt it to the concrete just because we have some heavy winds, and I don't wanna get in a situation where I'm losing this in somebody else's backyard. Looks great. I love the fact that the light really comes into this place. Okay, so now we've just finished lining this this garden bed here with this sort of organic tarp, and you could use anything you want. You could use Weed Out, you could use Top Floor. Those are some of the brands that I usually use. However, you know, you want to make sure that you're not lining the bin with any kind of garbage bag or any kind of plastic material that has chemicals or anything like that. You have to be really careful. I know some people talk about putting like tar roof down and stuff like that. Anything that has chemicals in it is going to ultimately just go right into your food. You know, when you're talking about growing food and everything else, you want to use a biodegradable organic material like this. You can just look online. There's hundreds of different companies, and I'm going to show you in a minute here just what I did. And you're just going to line the bottom, put some staplers in it, and the good thing about this stuff is you don't have to really poke any holes through it either, because when you water it, the water will eventually drip down. So that's a really good thing. If not, then I would just recommend just to take maybe a screwdriver or a nail and just poke some holes down the sides of the wood. This way you'll let some of the water drain. Okay, and you know, nothing special. I definitely do not wrap Christmas presents for a living, but I get by enough to be able to put it down. And you can see the material is somewhat see-through. You can see the floor a little bit through these cracks. And then note, when I built this, we're going to do another video when I actually build it from scratch. But I got about a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 inch space between the wood, if you notice, just so that the water can kind of drain itself, you know, when you're flowering your fruits and vegetables. And again, you go up to about right here. Now, if you notice the outside of the actual vegetable bed here, I painted with a little bit of water seal. I would not do that in the inside of the plate. The inside here has not been painted. It's just regular cedar wood. That's how you want to leave it. And this is pretty much it. And you know, we'll be able to fit a good amount of crop in here. And we're going to start to get ready to fill the soil in here shortly. And then, like I said, we'll have another video on how to make one of these. At most, you're talking 50 bucks. And if you use old wood crate material or some other wood that you might have laying around, it'll be even cheaper than that. Okay, so over here we have some celery. Now, as you can see, I use the bottom pieces of the celery. I juice a lot, so I never throw away these ends of the celery, and you can grow them. And this is only about 2 weeks worth, and they get as high as to about right here. They'll be ready to go. These are some that I just cut. As you can see, it's starting to grow slightly here down at the bottom. Some more celery. Over here we got some arugula. Over here we got some spinach, which is not really, oh, you can see a little bit of it right here. Romaine, that was an experiment, cut a bottom piece of the romaine. Over here is going to be some watermelon. We got some strawberries here. We got some incredible rosemary trees. Over here we got some blueberries. We got some blackberry trees, some boysenberries, pomegranate, and grapevines. So, you know, another great thing that I really like to grow are tomatoes. And the thing about tomatoes, some tomatoes from the conceptual stage of the seeds probably take about 80 days to develop. I love to put the tomatoes upside down in a bucket That way it avoids a lot of the insects. You're not touching the ground, and then you can just hang that and give some of your tomatoes water, and they grow pretty cool. So that's one thing. I did want to show you what the seeds look like. There are different hybrids of tomatoes. There's Artemis, there's San Marzano, which is one of my favorite here. You can see that. And these are mortgage lifters, which are good as well. And if you open up the packet, these are actually coming from jungseed.com. If you can see that in my hand, that's kind of what the tomato seed looks like. And it's amazing that in 80 days you'll have crop that you can eat. Okay, and we're not going to plant those right now, but I do want to show you. If you come over here, I put these in 4 days ago, so they haven't exactly sprouted yet, but you can see, and we'll keep an eye on these as time goes on. These are big beef hybrids. I love big steak tomatoes, stuff like that. So you can go to the store if you don't want to do it from the seed level, because I know it takes longer, but I don't know, I tend to appreciate the gardening a lot better when I take it from the seed level. But you can definitely go and pick up already made tomatoes in the store and put them in your garden, and you'll probably get about a 3-week, 4-week head start doing it that way. But tomatoes are great. Load your garden with them. If you have a greenhouse, you can heat it all summer or winter long rather, and you can keep growing your crop. So that's going to conclude this episode of The Gardening Show, my friends. I really do advise you, start a garden today. Start growing fruits and vegetables. You'll see just how great your food tastes. And it's also good to have a backup plan, too, in these states of emergency, let's say. There are no rules in cooking. Taste this.